Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is virtual class of Pakistan International School Thai. I am Muhammad Yasin. This English class is for the students of grade 10. In our today's lesson, we are going to do lesson 4. This is our 8th video in this class. After today's lesson, we shall be able to understand the passage given in unit 4. We shall understand the meaning and pronunciation of new words also. We shall do exercises of this lesson. This is the title of the lesson, First Aid. As it is clear from the title also, we are going to learn about first aid. This is the picture showing first aid. One person is providing first aid to the other. First aid box is there. We shall look at the vocabulary and pronunciation. This word is scrape. Scrape means to damage the surface of something by rubbing it against something rough. That is scrape. Tackle means to handle. Wound. Wound is the past tense past participle of wind also. Wind means to twist anything. But we shall use this wound in our lesson as a noun. As a noun, it means injury. When there is a cut on the skin or skin is injured, that is wound. We shall use it as a noun in this lesson. Elevate means to raise something, to lift something up. Rinse means to use water to clean something. Tweezer is a tool to clean the wound if there are particles of glass or something else. Antiseptic is a chemical used for preventing infection. Gauze. Gauze is a very thin light cloth used to make clothing. Antiseptic, I told you, chemical. Analgesic is type of drug that stop you from feeling pain. Sprain is to cause an injury to a joint. If there is a joint injured, that is sprained. Sling, you can see, to hold the arm. A device that uses a strap, piece of cloth, or rope for supporting, lifting, or carrying objects. Yes, students, this is the first part of our lesson. We shall read it. The question is, what is the importance of knowledge of first aid in crisis management? Yes, if there is an accident, someone is in a problem, someone is in crisis, how the knowledge of first aid can support the one. We all need help at times in our lives. Sometimes we may have accidents and we may get hurt. When we are injured or suddenly become unwell, we need someone to help us, someone who knows what to do. It is the temporary and immediate help. This timely assistance, comprising simple medical techniques, is most critical to the victims and is often life-saving. Yes, it can be. Any layperson can be trained to administer first aid. This first aid can be carried out using minimal equipment. First aid knowledge ranges from taking care of cuts to dealing with an unconscious victim. Yes, I think you have got the answer, how much important it is, the knowledge of first aid. We are going to read about cuts and scrapes now. Handling minor accidents at home or on the road develops a sense of crisis management. This may prepare people to take with unexpected emergencies with great confidence. Minor cuts and scrapes usually do not need to go to the emergency room, yet proper care is essential to avoid infection or other complications. Following guidelines can help you to handle crisis and take care of all. Let us look at the guidelines. Stop the bleeding. The first thing to provide first aid is stop the bleeding. How can we do that? Minor cuts and scrapes usually stop bleeding on their own. If they don't, apply gentle pressure with a clean cloth of bandage. Hold the pressure continuously from 20 to 30 seconds and if possible elevate the wound. Don't keep checking to see if the bleeding has stopped because this may damage or dislodge the clot that is forming and cause bleeding to resume. If blood spurts are continuous flowing after continuous pressure, seek medical assistance. Yes, students, I think you have learned how to stop bleeding. We shall put a piece of cloth, press it a little for 30 seconds to stop bleeding. This is clean the wound. How can we clean the wound? Rinse out the wound with clean water. To clean the area around the wound, use soap and washcloth, but soap can irritate the wound, so keep it away. We can wash the wound with water and the area around it with soap also. We can use tweezers to clean the wound. We can use with alcohol to remove the particles. If debris particles still remain, see your doctor. Thorough cleaning reduces the risk of infection and tetanus. Tetanus, dear students, is a disease of muscles. Apply an antibiotic. How can we apply an antibiotic? After you clean the wound is injury. Apply a thin layer of an antibiotic cream or ointment. Ointment is also a cream to help keep the surface moist. Dear students, ointment keeps the surface moist. When it is moist, healing takes place quickly. It makes the healing process faster. The products don't make the wound heal faster, but they can help your body's natural healing process work fast. Yes. Certain ingredients in some ointments can cause a mild rash in some people. If a rash appears, rash means redness. Stop using the ointment if it is creating redness. Cover the wound. Bandages can help keep the wound clean and keep harmful bacteria out. After the wound has healed enough to make infection unlikely, exposure to the air will speed wound healing. Change the dressing. How often should we change the dressing? Change the dressing at least daily or whenever it becomes wet or dirty. If you are allergic to the adhesive used in most bandages, switch to adhesive-free dressings or sterile gauze held in place with paper tape, gauze roll, or a loosely applied elastic bandage. These supplies generally are available at pharmacies. Watch for signs of infection. It is very important. See your doctor if the wound is not healing or you notice any redness, increasing pain, drainage, warmth, or swelling. Dear students, we are going to read about the first aid kit. What should be there in it? Every office, factory, home and school should have an accessible first aid box with the following recommended basic contents. First aid book should be there. Clearly explains how to handle basic problems. Dear students, band-aids, plasters to cover the wound should be there. Band-aids or sticking plasters are good for dressing small wounds. They come in all shapes. They should be there in the first aid kit. Other than that, there should be elastic bandages also. The elastic bandages are good for wrapping sprained joints or making a sling. You have seen the sling first in the case of a broken arm. There is gauze and adhesive tape, gauze pads or rolls or cloth pads that are placed directly on a wound to protect and control bleeding for larger cuts and scrapes. You will need adhesive tape to keep the gauze in place. In an emergency, a clean cloth, hot towel, clean t-shirt can be used to cover the wound. Antiseptic wipes, dear students, are important. It should be there in first aid box. Safety pins and tweezers should be there. Scissors should be there. Other than that, latex gloves should be there in first aid box. Moreover, there should be calamine lotion. Calamine lotion is used for soothing sunburns. It should be there in the first aid box. Clinical thermometer is there. Analgesic tablets or painkillers, it should be there in the first aid box. We have read the lesson. This is the theme of the lesson. First aid means responding to an emergency situation. Accidents happen always unexpectedly, but a life can be saved by having a basic knowledge of what to do in emergency and knowing proper first aid procedures. Basic training in first aid skills should be taught in schools, in workplaces, or in general be learned by all, as it is mandatory to our modern and stressful society. Yes, students, it is very important for everyone to have the knowledge of first aid. Dear students, this is the glossary given in your book. Very simple it is. You should read it and memorize it. Accessible means reachable, in range. Adhesive means sticky. Antibiotic is substance which is capable of destroying or inhibiting the growth of bacteria. Infection, the agency by which disease is caused. Ingredients, the substance that are combined to make something. Minor is small. Ointment is cream, medical cream. Rinse means to wash. Tweezer is a tool to clean the wound, to pick up the things. Dear students, that is the glossary, and this is exercise. We shall start exercise. Let us read the instructions of first exercise. Instructions shows many fields have specialized vocabulary. Identify specialized vocabulary related to the medical field in the text. Dear students, scrapes. Scrapes means the slight damage caused by rubbing with the rough surface. Infection is a disease caused by bacteria. Ointment is cream that is used on damaged skin. Bandage is a strip of cloth. Dressing is piece of soft material. Stitches, a line of thread. Dear students, this is exercise B. We are set to complete the missing letters in the words below to match the meaning on the right. Okay, let us do it. The first word will become dislocate. Next, dissatisfied, distract, disqualify, disbelieve, disapprove. They are all completed here in this exercise. In next exercise, we are set to use them in our sentences. Sentence for dislocate will be: he dislocated his shoulder in an accident. Dissatisfied, the teacher was dissatisfied by the student's progress. Distract means a lot of noise distracted me from my work. Disqualify means our team disqualified for the final. Disbelieve sentences, we usually disbelieve his stories. Disapprove sentences, I cannot disapprove his idea. Dear students, in this exercise we were set to use the given words in our sentences. We have done it. Let us move forward. Dear students, here in this exercise we are set to go through the list of idioms in a grammar book and find 5 idioms which start with to infinitive. Write Urdu equivalents of these idioms also. To sit on the thorn means mushkil mein hona. To give voice to means zahir karna, batana. To do things by halves means namukammal cheeze karna, to do things incomplete. To row one way and look another means काम कहीं और दिल कहीं. To work is to pray means काम करना इबादत है. To take in hand means संभाल लेना. Dear students, this is reading comprehension section. This is the first exercise of this section. We are set to choose the correct answer. If blood spurts or continues flowing after continuous pressure, what should we do? We should seek medical assistance. Thorough cleaning reduces the risk of infection and tetanus. If a rash appears, stop using the ointment. Change the dressing at least daily. Band-aids or sticky plasters are good for dressing small wounds. Dear students, this is to answer the question. You should not keep checking if the bleeding has stopped. Why? Dear students, it is important to keep the wound pressed with a piece of cloth up to 20 to 30 seconds. If we check it after each 15 seconds, it will not stop. Because when we check, the time starts from 0 again. Yes, it is like this. We have to keep it pressed up to 30 seconds. Then it will stop. If we check after each 15 seconds, it will never stop. Why is it necessary to keep away soap from the wound? It can be irritating if we use it in our wound. We should keep it away from the wound. The area around the wound can be washed with soap, but not actually the wound. Wound should be washed with water only. How is an antibiotic cream or ointment good in healing the wound? A thin layer of an antibiotic cream or ointment is good in healing the wound because it keeps the wound moist and helps the body's natural healing process work fast. What should you do if you are allergic to adhesive material used in most bandages? There are alternate bandages. If we are allergic from adhesive material, we can use the alternate material also. When do you need to see a doctor? Yes, students, if rashes appear, redness appear, wound is not healing, it is pus is coming, then we should look for the doctor. We need to see a doctor if the wound is not healing. Notice any redness, increasing pain, drainage, warmth, swelling. That is the time to contact the doctor. Yes, students, this is question number 6. What should your first aid kit consist of? All these things are mentioned in the book. I can read it for you. First aid book should be there. Band-aid, elastic bandages, gauze and adhesive tape, antiseptic wipes and cotton wool, safety pins, tweezers, scissors, latex gloves, Clemine lotion, clinical thermometer, analgesic tablets, painkillers, aspirin. Dear students, in this section we shall learn to organize our text. If we have written, for example, if we have generated in our mind 20 sentences, how can we arrange them, organize them to complete an essay, for example? The method is, first of all, arrange them, sequence them, count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then arrange them by using cohesive words here. First of all, second, after that, moreover, furthermore, at the end. These are the words which are used to connect one sentence with the other or one paragraph with the other. There should be signals for the reader to understand. A sequence of steps or events in a process is being described to make it easy for the reader to understand. We have to care about these steps to organize the text for the reader, to facilitate the reader. Dear students, here, for example, the exercise related to that is read the first aid process of cuts and scrapes. Put the relevant information in the graphic organizer showing sequence. Yes, we have arranged them in a sequence. For example, first of all, we shall say first stop the bleeding, after that clean the wound, next apply antibiotic, then cover the wound, moreover change the dressing, finally wash the signs of infection. Yes, are all these the same things which we discussed a little before? We have to apply all these to arrange our text. Dear students, this is the grammar section. In this section we shall place the adverb. You can see in first part adverb was given always. We have fixed it here. I am always happy. We cannot fix this always anywhere other. The proper position is after the verb. In the same way, often will become after brother, last night at the end, have you ever will be here, chirping beautifully, beautifully will be here, I am still waiting, beggar in the market. Dear students, this is adverb phrase. Adverb phrase, adverb you know very well. Adverb is a word which tells us about an action. An adverb phrase is a group of words that functions like an adverb. For example, he works carefully. Carefully is an adverb. They rested at sunset. At sunset is adverb phrase. Yes, because there are two words. In this exercise, we are set to find a suitable adverb to replace each adverb phrase. Dear students, here was adverb phrase without delay. We have used verb immediately. Without doubt was the adverb phrase. We have used undoubtedly. Once every year, we have used yearly. In a while, we have used soon. We can use shortly also. In place of by accident, we have used accidentally. We have changed adverb phrases by adverbs. In this section, we shall learn gerund and infinitive. Dear students, gerund is the noun in ing form. After all these verbs, you will find gerund. Enjoy, enjoy is playing. Playing is gerund. Dear students, what is gerund? Gerund is a word ending in ing that is made from a verb and used like a noun. Gerund is always used like a noun. This is a word in ing form. Okay, then what is infinitive? Infinitive is the basic form of a verb that usually follows to. It comes after to, with to. Okay, enjoy playing. Playing is gerund. Finished doing. Doing is gerund. Quit smoking. I has quit. Jamil has quit smoking. Smoking is gerund. But with all these words we shall find infinitive. After hope, to learn. To learn is infinitive. Expect to improve is infinitive. The same is there with all these verbs. Dear students, there are some verbs like begin, start, continue, like. They are used with gerund and infinitive also. Let us move to the exercise. We are set to complete the following sentences with infinitives or gerunds. We felt the plane shaking. Shaking is gerund. Smoking gerund. To speak infinitive. Visiting gerund. Getting gerund. Getting up early. Early is underlined by mistake. It is nothing. Getting is gerund. To come is infinitive. To know is infinitive. This early is underlined by mistake. You leave it. After that, in next exercise, gerund and infinitive. Identify the gerund and infinitive. Dear students, bleeding is gerund. It is mentioned here. To clean infinitive. Checking gerund. To see infinitive. Bleeding gerund. To keep infinitive. Using gerund. washing gerund to remove infinitive. Here in this exercise, we are set to change the following sentences into the passive voice. The subject in passive sentence may be skipped. Dear students, you may want to see the given sentences. They are here. You must put out all smoking material. All smoking materials must be put out. You must fasten the seat belt. Seat belt must be fastened. They will demonstrate safety precautions. Safety precautions will be demonstrated. You should read the safety instructions. Safety instructions should be read. In this way, we shall complete this exercise. This is to change the sentences into. Yes, students, this is oral communication skill. In this exercise, the situation is you realize that you were wrong in arguing with your friend. Now you want to patch up. How would you apologize? The expressions are given here. I am sorry. I hope you are not too upset. About I must apologize. I feel so mean. I am sorry. Like this you will use the expressions. You can do this activity with your class fellows by dialing them phone, or this is the way in these days. In fact, when we are in the class, we do it in the class. But as we are not in the class is not available, you can do it on telephone by using emo. You can manage it. Let us move forward. Dear students, this is writing skill. To write a paragraph, how to take care of cuts and scrapes. Use transitional devices. First, next, after that, moreover. These are the transitional devices. We are advised to use them and complete a paragraph. I shall read main points of this paragraph. That is a sample for you. You can add in it, you can leave from it. Minor cuts and scrapes usually stop bleeding on their own. If they don't, apply gently pressure with a clean cloth to stop bleeding. Then clean the wound with clear water. Soap can be used to clean the area around the wound. Next, apply a thin layer of an antibiotic that will keep the wound moist and help our body's natural healing process work fast. Certain ingredients in some ointments can cause a mild rash in some people. If a rash appears, stop using the ointment, then cover the wound after that. It is important to change the dressing daily if you are allergic to the adhesive used in most bandages. Switch to adhesive-free dressing or sterile gauze held in place with paper tape or a loosely applied elastic bandage. In the end, wash the wound for signs of infection. If the wound is not healing or you notice any redness, increasing pain or drainage, call the doctor. Dear students, after that, this is the exercise in which we are said, did you ever get cuts and scrapes? How did you give yourself a first aid? Write a paragraph in the past tense. First, make an outline with the help of mind map given below. This is the mind map. We shall write in first person narrative. First person is I, we. First of all, we shall mention what happened. Then, when did it happen? Then we shall write where did it happen. Then, main event. How will you grab your reader's attention? Is there a problem? What is the solution? We shall mention all these things in our paragraph to complete it. I shall show you a sample paragraph. You can write your own. I have written, you can write whatever you like, but this is the sample. Bike riding is my hobby. Last month I fell off my bike. I was with my friend. I was not looking in the front when my bike hit the footpath. I got a scrape on my knee. It started bleeding. I was looking for something to put on it to stop bleeding. Then I found a tissue paper in my pocket. I put it on my knee for 20 to 30 seconds. It stopped bleeding. I was feeling pain. We were near our friend's home. Her mother was looking through the window. She came quickly to help me. She had a first aid box in her hand. She cleaned the scrape and applied a thin layer of ointment on the scrape. She covered the scrape with the bandage. I was feeling better now. I was able to walk. She came to my home with me and told my mother that it was a minor scrape. My mother was worried about it. She told me that she would change the dressing the next day. Dear students, this is the homework. In your homework, you will read the passage given in Unit 4, and then after that you will do all the exercises in your notebook, which are done in today's lesson. We have done all the exercises of this lesson. You have to complete it. Dear students, you in your schedule you are given assignment on Tuesday and homework on Thursday. You can manage it on these 2 days or whenever you have time. That is okay. Dear students, that is all from our today's lesson. See you in our new lesson. Goodbye.